Broadcasting to the world from South Jersey, this is Anything Goes with Phil Rossi and JJ Golick. A weekly podcast with different topics every week. The views and opinions on this show are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of any businesses or organizations mentioned during the show. And now, it's Anything Goes with Phil Rossi and JJ Golick.
Yo, yes, it is. My name is Phil Rossi alongside my buddy JJ Golick. This, of course, is Anything Goes. Wow, that week went pretty fast. Back here again.
We're back.
Again.
Welcome back.
All right, so today, JJ, we're talking about the impeachment of former President Donald J. Trump. Now, can you believe
this is still going on?
they're still on this?
They're never going to get...
It's just ridiculous.
They're obsessed.
We were talking earlier that they are obsessed, like leftists, people in real life, friends, family members, like they are literally obsessed with Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, it really is an obsession because there's not a day that goes by now. Do you remember when he said this?
Oh my God, who cares? Like,
go cry about it.
When he was the president, okay, fine, we can use that as an excuse. He's the former president. He's no longer the president. He's a private citizen. You're upset. Like, I know even people who are, oh, I love Joe Biden. Joe Biden said, okay, good, congratulations. You know, you got your thing. You're good, right? But then today it's like, oh, I got to go watch the impeachment. So what that tells me is you're literally freaking obsessed with Donald Trump. Like, you love him.
He needs to go start filing restraining orders against all these people.
You love him.
I do. I do. He was one of the best presidents we've ever had. I do.
Right.
I loved his presidency, and I wish that he was in office right now.
Correct. I agree. Now, the thing that I have, it kind of intrigues me a little bit.
How many listeners did we just lose on that statement?
We only have 3, so maybe like 1. So,
shit.
Our numbers are still pretty good.
Hey, our odds are good.
But my question is, what do you think is the driving force behind just the Trump derangement syndrome? Like
hatred.
But I believe it's just because it's been 4 or 5 years of the media just nonstop. The people, I think now that they wanted this unity, they wanted Trump gone, they got it, but they still can't let it go. Like it's kind of like you get rid of the girlfriend, right? And now she's your ex, but it's still like, oh, I wonder what she's doing. I wonder if she's out with somebody else. Like and
you're still the same shitty person.
Yeah, you're not over it. Like you literally have you have Down syndrome. Like there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Like it might not be full on, but like you definitely have an issue.
Yeah, you know what? And the other thing is Donald Trump did everything wrong. Everything that Donald Trump said was racist or it was offensive. But, you have Joe Biden with statements way back when. And the one that keeps coming up is the 7-Eleven statement. Right. And Dunkin' Donuts and all that crap. If Trump said that, oh my God, world's over.
Well, the reality is that most people don't know the stuff that Joe Biden has said or the people he's associated with because the media doesn't tell you. So it just goes to show you that people, they don't do their own research. They just regurgitate what they're told. And right now we're going through, again, we're not really going through it, but like every time you scroll on social media, it's live updates on the Trump impeachment and and the acting of the Senate and the Congress and the politicians currently is disgusting, right?
I feel like if I was in the control room, cue fake tears.
It's like, they get up on the podium. You don't have to watch the Academy Awards or you don't have to watch these movies anymore because all you got to do is go to Washington and watch these politicians because their acting is fantastic.
Oh my God, they should win awards.
The fake tears, the up there, and it shook me to my core with the insurrection. And please, with this insurrection, right? Yeah, please. I'm so tired of it. Listen, nobody condoned it, but to be this shook, to be this scared of something like that when literally had to dress like Chewbacca, sitting
Are you scared of Chewbacca?
In the Capitol building, taking pictures, talking lightly and conversationally to the security guard, making it like it was the most terrifying thing is ridiculous. Stop it. We're over it. Nobody gives a shit. Okay, we're past it. Stop bringing it up to try to impeach a former president. It's disgusting. Nobody buys it. If you're that shook from the insurrection, you have bigger issues.
The true reason that I think they want to impeach him is because they're scared shitless that he's going to run again.
Right, they want to make sure he can never hold public office again because they know he's actually more popular now than he was when he was the president.
Yes.
So they're trying to, like you said, stop something from happening in the future.
Well, but, why do you got to impeach him? Why don't you just cheat the election again?
Right.
I mean, there's enough evidence that there was fraud in the election. And, if Trump supporters were as bad as, the media wants to make us out to be, and I say us because we just totally lost a listener or two over that statement, but I really don't care. We're not monsters. We actually want good, unlike Joe Biden and his posse over there that are, ooh, free healthcare. Ooh, yeah. But guess what, asshole? You're paying for it.
It just, the thing is, it continues to be, and listen, people have to
wear your mask.
Yeah, people they have to educate themselves. You got to really be a person who's a free thinker. You really have to, read opposing viewpoints and stuff because you don't want to get stuck in this. Everybody's bad. Every white person's terrible. Every black person's this. It's not good because it's you've been sold a bill of goods.
Chinese food will always be great.
Yeah, you sold a bill of goods to people that, they unfortunately believe this, right? Like these people have gone these leftists have gone so far to the left, and they believe so many outrageous things. I mean, I have people tell me that Christopher Columbus was a genocidal maniac. I mean, these people have really no information to back this up. They just believe.
Yeah, they want to take away Columbus Day, but yet we have a whole month of Black History Month.
Yeah, again,
Jesus Christ.
I mean, Black History Month to me is segregating black people from everybody else.
You're asking for it. You're asking for a special month for yourselves.
It doesn't. It just it's just more division.
Black
history is American history. We don't need to break it apart, and people will lie to you.
Keep bringing it up. That is why it's still here. I don't know how many famous black people have said it, and time and time again, but the media doesn't get it. The average Joe doesn't get it, so it continues, and it's going to continue, and it's going to get worse to the point where there is a civil war. It's coming. We have been calling this since the election.
Yeah, and I don't think it's not going to be like an old school civil war, like people line up and just like charge at each other and murder each other. It's not going to be like that. I highly doubt it.
Look at the technology now. If you're a Trump supporter, right? You live in a Biden development, and you're a Trump supporter, they're gonna blow your house up in the middle of the night. Sorry to say, but that's the crazy shit people do now.
And it's not worth it. And the thing is, to get back with the impeachment, if you want to have unity, then you would stop doing this, right? Like if you truly wanted everybody to get along and move forward,
you'd forget about it.
Joe Biden would come out and say, "Listen, we understand elections were tough. This was probably one of the toughest ones we've been through in recent history.
This has been the.
And here's the thing, right? So if Joe Biden comes out and he calls for unity, the way he does that is not just by saying
unity.
It. The thing is not just by saying it. What he wants to do is he has to just say, "Listen, we're going to stop with this crazy impeachment stuff because that's only going to further divide the country." And then he actually probably would win some people over because then he'd be making sense. But when you just say
stupid.
It and you just act on it, it's just not. It's not the way it's supposed to be.
That's part of the problem with some of these politicians too. They're too stupid and stuck in their ways. The world is constantly changing and evolving, so you have to get with the times. Trump was pretty much up with the times on what the hell was going on. And, he wasn't a politician. He spoke his mind. But here's the problem that I just saw recently. As you know, I'm into the politics thing. Hillary is not at all. And she was kind of forced into taking a politics class for college. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do it with you. I want to see, because I had a suspicion of how this was going to be taught. And what side, because really the way the class should be taught is it should teach you both sides, It
should teach you everything and then let you decide where you want to wind up.
Right. Can you guess what side that it is teaching?
Well, I'm sure they want you to wind up on the liberal side.
Right. So it's there's some problems with it. They have you reading this old book, and it's about they all sit down for a dinner and democracy or something like that. And I'm reading this now. It wasn't so much the book that was the problem. It was the instructor's questions that became like, no, you have to think this way.
Well, that's the thing. It's actually,
and what if I don't think this way? Are you going to fail me?
It's actually, pretty scary, because I feel like if you go in with the information that you have now, the free thinking mind, without really being technically indoctrinated and forced to, not really forced, because you still have free will, but it's really pushed in a certain way that really makes the information and the teachings leans way toward the left and liberal. Which is not good. If you're an instructor, I think the main issue you have today is a lot of these professors are really, they're not even really professors. I think it's the wrong word to use. They're called that, but they're really left-wing activists masquerading as professors. So instead of just literally giving you the facts and the information and then letting you decide where you wind up, they definitely frame questions and the information and books to a way that makes you hate more conservative values, hates more Republican values, and definitely leans you toward the country's bad, the country's systematically racist. Christopher Columbus is a genocidal maniac. Like a lot of these, and it's not even, I'm not saying that these men were perfect, because they were far from perfect. Not saying they didn't do things were wrong or they didn't have slaves, because they definitely did. But what I'm saying is to not highlight the positives and the reason we have so much freedom and opportunity today, because everything you say is negative and terrible, and we stole land. Same thing with the Native Americans. The Native American tribes fought for the land themselves. So say the Apaches got there first. A different Native American tribe came and knocked them off the land. So if you want to give the land back to the Native Americans, do we give it back to the first Native tribe that came here, or the tribe that knocked those Indians off to take over the land that time? Right? So there's so much information that people just have no idea what they're talking about, because the professor tells them in school.
Or they do know what they're talking about, and they know... They think they do, and they're pushing you that way.
I don't think so. I think it's really, and this is what I really think is systemic, is the professors and the people that believe this, because I don't know, like at least for me, like when I talk to certain people, you try to have a normal conversation, right? But if you say one thing that upsets their narrative or what they've been told, they freak out. Now, this could be a professor, this could be just a student. They so believe the stuff they've been entrenched to believing that if you even offer up the opposing view, they freak out. Like they can't handle it. If you say there are two genders and they believe that there's...
What the fuck?
Yeah?
If you say there are two genders and they believe there are 27 different genders...
27?
We can no longer talk because they'll freak out. So that's what I'm saying. I think that's more of an issue where they're not even able, like you cannot say something that upends or offends their belief system.
Everything fucking offends people now.
Or they'll run away. Like open and honest discussion is important.
How many
to getting
Facebook
where you
friends
need
have
to
you
be.
lost now?
I don't know.
But that's the thing. You post one thing or disagree with somebody, and that's it. You could have been friends with the person for 25 years.
Right, and it's not like, my opinion, your opinion is going to change something in the instant. But, people are like, how could you say that? Like, even if we go now to the Super Bowl just happened. The Bucs beat the Chiefs. Now, the big thing was, it was in Tampa, so in Florida, and the Florida's got, in my opinion, one of the best governors in the country, in Ron DeSantis. But they had 25,000 people in the stadium.
Thank God.
Right? Finally, some fans in the stands, but it is because it's Florida. Now, the big thing you see on Twitter, on social media, is can you believe Tom Brady walked in to the stadium and didn't have a mask on?
Oh, my God.
People are going crazy.
Really?
So,
oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's the end of the world.
Coronavirus!
So you have Tom Brady walks in without a mask. This is the big thing. Now, for 3 hours, he's on the field sweating. People are spitting on each other. They're on top of each other. They're tackling. They're bashing heads. All this crazy stuff. And the biggest issue is Tom Brady wasn't wearing a mask. Like, this is, like, stop
Coronavirus!
with the mask. It's ridiculous.
Mask off. fucking mask off.
Stop with the social justice warrior shit. Stop with the virtue signaling. Like, it's disgusting at this point. It's sickens
Phil,
me.
come give me a hug. I mean, it's kind of messed up, but it's getting old. And now, we just had the Super Bowl, and, I just thought we were getting closer to, that was kind of hopeful for me. Like, hey, I'm finally going to go see a Flyers game. And then I just read that tonight's game against the Capitals has been postponed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
it's not getting any better.
Now,
if you're going to get COVID, you're going to get COVID. If you voted for Joe Biden, you may be an asshole.
So here's the thing. Listen, again, I still believe you can vote for whoever you want. Everybody's got different opinions. But I would say with the Super Bowl, again, we're not worried about the game. You got, the halftime performance. You got 25,000 people there. And their biggest concern, now let's be honest, the reason that they're all over Tom Brady for not wearing a mask is because one time he was at his locker, and in the top of his locker, he had a Make America Great Again hat in the corner. So then they find out he likes Trump.
Yep.
Or whatever the situation is. Now let's bash this guy. Not that maybe he does good things. Maybe now he plays in a league that is predominantly black. The NFL is predominantly black. So again,
everybody hates Tom Brady for one reason or another, and this is just another reason to hate him.
Right, you hate him. And listen, the dude's won 7 Super Bowls now on 2 different teams. Like, hate him as much as you want, but he's a winner.
I mean, yeah, he's laughing at the end of the day. I mean, I'm not a big fan. The reason I'm not a big fan of Tom Brady, I think, really is because I'm tired of hearing his name.
Right, he's just he's
everywhere.
He wins all the time. He's always in the Super Bowl. He's got a supermodel wife. Like,
I think that's why. And of course, we all like to make fun of him. Like, especially at the end, we actually kept rewinding to see how many people he kissed.
Yeah, right. I mean, again, like
Corona.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like this is the and people are going to hate on people that win. In life,
all I do is win.
Yeah.
DJ Khaled told you.
So yeah, I mean, like it's crazy to me that that was the biggest story. Like not the game itself, not the Super Bowl performance.
The second biggest story.
The craziest thing was that he wasn't wearing a mask. I mean, again, I'm so sick of the mask. Just knock it off.
It definitely is getting old with the mask, and I'm tired of wearing it. I lose them so often. Now I got to buy another one. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, and again, I'm just so tired of it.
I saw a guy earlier in one of the stores, and you could tell he didn't give a shit. He's over it.
Right.
He walked in with, and then you got like a whole team ready to.
Because if you think about it, we're about a couple weeks away from this being like a full year with the mask thing.
Yeah, it's
a
couple weeks. It's going to be a second week of March. It'll be a year.
Right, where it's like a good full year with the mask. And again, the reality is most people at a certain point are tired of it.
Nope.
Right? And not only, and now the mask has become like a social justice warrior's like dream, where if somebody's not wearing it, oh my God, Tom Brady, can you believe that Trump supporter? I mean, like, oh, please. I mean, nobody cares.
What if he was a Biden supporter?
Right. Well, no, if he was a Biden supporter, he would have had it on.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think it works that way.
It was the same shit they did before when it was, if you're a Trump supporter, Trump supporters don't believe in COVID, so they would never get the vaccine. That's not true. I know a lot of people who supported Trump who are getting the vaccine. Whether you want it, it's the same way now. It's like
I support Trump, and I'm not getting the vaccine because the vaccine is not proven.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
I don't give a shit what anybody says. I'm hearing more people sick with a fever.
And that's a good point. You could have the take, and it's really tough today because if you just come out and be like, nah, the vaccine's crazy, I'm not taking it, people think you're nuts. So what I normally say is, listen, it's still brand new. These are these are trials basically on the people that are getting it first.
Next year, talk to me.
Yeah, like I'm the same way. Like I'll wait until I see the effects because, again, we're still young, we're healthy. So I'm not going to run out and get it when I don't really know that could have worse effects than actually getting or having COVID. So I'm not ready to be like your guinea pig right here in the beginning.
Well, I talked to a few nurses that I work with, and even they were kind of thinking about it. They sat back for a second, and I gave them kudos, and they thought about it, and they said, I don't want my daughter to get it because what if it messes with her reproductive?
Well, that's
and I was joking at the beginning. I said, yeah, your kids are going to have like 6 heads. And who knows, though?
You don't really know.
Is it going to cause a disability that we may not know about?
Right, you don't know. I mean, anything that's brand new, especially something like this vaccine that was done quick to get it out there. again, it could have no effect. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully everybody's good. Hopefully it takes the transmission down so we can get back to living life without social distancing and masks and all this other shit. So I'm for it if it helps us get back to normal life. On the other hand,
I ain't looking to be a guinea pig, and I don't agree with it being forced. That's one thing that I want to say, and I will call it out right now, and this is me speaking, not my father. But my father's company and these facilities mandating that fucking vaccine is bullshit.
Yeah,
because, you know, you don't know what the fuck the thing's doing. It's unacceptable. You cannot require somebody to prick their fucking arm and put who knows what in them.
Yeah, it should be, I believe it should be.
The flu shot, whatever. It's been out for years.
I believe it's your choice. And again, if this is 5-10 years down the road and we're not having any crazy effects from the COVID
There's
vaccine.
There's going to be lawsuits beyond anything. And I already said to my parents, my father was forced to get it. I think he gets his second dose very soon. He was forced to get the shot because he works in healthcare and he's in and out of facilities.
Yeah, I disagree with it being forced. I really do.
No, and I've already.
I don't care if you're in healthcare or not.
I know a lot of people in my building alone that went and got it. I know people in my department alone that got it. And guess what they all said? I had the one guy, he's sitting there shivering. He had such a fever from it.
Yeah.
And heaven forbid you take off, like we talked in our last episode, you take off for a job, it's the end of the world. So wait, you're mandating. Now, luckily where I work, they're not mandating it. It is optional for now.
For now, correct.
As we're already seeing.
And here's the thing, it's optional because they really don't even have enough to give to everybody. So once they have a lot of it and they can, they especially work in healthcare, that'll be one of the places they'll start there. And,
I'm out.
And then who knows, they might start, you got to get it to travel. That to me is a scary thing because now it becomes you no longer have the choice to take it or not take it.
Now, you as a big vacation taker, what are you doing?
Yeah, so that's the thing. If I'm not, first of all, I don't like.
Well, how are they going to know though? That's what I'm still. It's just like when we were talking about when you're crossing the bridge to Philadelphia.
It could be like again. I do believe
you're going to get a new passport that says I have the COVID vaccine.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you listen to Crazy Fauci, Dr. Fauci, he was saying a lot of this stuff like carry like a vaccine card, all this other kind of crazy shit.
Fuck you.
And
are you also installing the microchip when you do that?
Well, here's the thing. Again, I believe it should be your choice. And, as a vacation person myself, I am not. I don't like to be forced to do anything because I don't believe anybody should be forced to do anything that they don't feel right or they don't want to do because it's just outrageous. But if it ever did get to a point where you had to take vaccines to travel, I'll either drive to where I can drive to. If I can't, then I'm just not going to go because I'm not going to give in to go to another country because again, my health to me is the most important thing. And, seeing a landmark or going on a vacation, it's ridiculous. I mean, I really hope it doesn't get to that point because I feel like it's very dangerous. Because then, again, like we talked about even with the lockdowns, you give them 15 days to slow the spread and it turns into 3 months and it turns out you can't go out. Then it turns into we'll let you know when it's available.
We're getting businesses now. We're just getting to a somewhat steady, being able to survive now.
Right,
with 30, and we're still only at 35%,
and that's a year later.
Exactly.
So it's definitely going to be at least all of 2021 where it's not going to be back at 100%. I think it won't, unless they try this bullshit again. It won't be until 2023 until we're back to full capacity. No more of this mask shit. I really hope the mask shit goes away sooner than anything. Because
I can't take it.
It just. At this point, it's just please.
Bring back. Go back to full capacity because you know what? The people that are scared shitless can stay the fuck home.
I agree.
I want to go to my fucking Flyers game. I want to go to my summer concerts, and I don't give a fuck. If you're scared, stay home. Go get your vaccine. Whatever the fuck you need to do to feel better.
And here's the thing.
Go do it.
Two, people that even are getting the vaccine, they're already prefacing by telling you, oh, even though you got the vaccine, that's cool, but you still got to wear the mask and social distance. So
what the fuck is the vaccine for then?
Here's the thing that, again, I don't want to say it scares me, it gives me hesitation, is that we got the vaccine. You want everybody to get vaccinated. They're the majority of people to get vaccinated so we can get back to normal life. So now, even Jen Psaki, the Biden's press secretary now, comes out and says, well, just because you get the vaccine doesn't mean you can take the mask off. So think about it this way.
So you're just making me a guinea pig for what?
So how are you going to tell people that if they get the vaccine, it doesn't mean anything? But then he's taking pictures in the middle of my statement. So
no, I think this is a very important statement that I was going to put on our Facebook page.
Okay. So here's the thing: how are you going to tell people that getting the vaccine is not going to help you?
I don't know.
But then you tell them you still got to keep the mask and the social distancing. That's the reason they want to get the vaccine. So all this is going to do is make more people say, "Well, shit, I'm not going to get the vaccine because I can't take the mask off anyway."
What's the point? So why am I going to go schedule an appointment?
So it's deterring people from actually getting it if you tell them once they get it, they still got to do the same shit they're doing.
And by the way, you feel like complete shit. Most people I've talked to have felt like complete shit after the second dose.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, they say the first one, you're okay, but the second one, it hurts you.
You're running. And the one guy said his arm is still, this is a week later, and he's still getting the chills and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely not getting it. Thanks for sealing that deal.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not getting it. And once they try to start mandating it, mark my words, I don't give a shit. I'll go back on unemployment.
There it is.
Because that's the way of the system. I'll say it. I don't give a shit. You're not making me do that. And okay, you don't want to give me unemployment? Take my car. Take everything. I'll stay the fuck home.
Come and take it.
Come and take it. Because it's only going to screw them in the end. Think about it. The bank's going to be screwed. Everything. They're screwing themselves.
Well, they are. They just don't see it. And
they don't see it. But in reality, they really are screwing themselves.
Correct.
With these businesses, because these businesses are going to go under. Now the bank's going to come after the government because the bank's not making their money. When the bank doesn't make their money, they're pissed off. But when the government doesn't get their money, what happens? What's going to happen?
We die. We all die. That's the end of the episode. We die.
We die?
No, just kidding.
We don't die.
Everything is good. Stay positive. Stay fruitful. Stay fruitful. Fruitful. Yeah.
Word of the day.
It is. It's a good word.
Brought to you by.
Yeah, we don't have any sponsors yet. If you want to sponsor us and pay, we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. As long as you're not the COVID vaccination site.
Yeah.
Anything like that. If you're for Joe Biden, just
Stop.
Keep walking.
We love everybody on this episode.
We do?
On this episode specifically, we love everybody.
Nah. If you're an asshole, I hate you.
Don't listen to him, people. I'm telling
you. Listen to me. Listen to me, because Phil is thinking. I know he's thinking what I'm thinking.
No, he doesn't know what I'm thinking. Actually, I have my own thoughts.
I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking.
Play that damn music.
I know what you're thinking.
Play the music.
That's exactly what you were thinking.
This is getting out of control. Well, there it is. Another episode of Anything Goes in the books. JJ's, you know what to do.
Oh, yeah. Follow us. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good shit.
All right. Peace.
This is Anything Goes with Phil Rossi and JJ Golick.